All right.
Okay, so we will call to order the County of Granite Study Commission meeting. And normally we do the Pledge of Allegiance, but we do not have a flag.
What are those up there?
Those are real flags.
Yeah, I've never seen those before.
Um, I don't know. Can you do
Yeah,
it? Can you do it without a flag?
We can skip it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you could. Officially, we can't do the Pledge of Allegiance. So we'll move on to public comment on matters that are not on the agenda. We have recognized John and Lori Legay are here in person, and we have a couple, you said, on Zoom?
It's Elena, I believe.
Oh, just Elena. Okay. Any comment from the public on items not on the agenda? No, you didn't get a copy of the agenda.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. John, any comments?
Me too.
We do too. We usually have one, but for some reason today it's gone. So, okay. Any others? Comments? Okay. So minutes, I've had a chance to look over them. They look fine from last week, so I move that the minutes be accepted and approved. Anybody care to second, or is there a comment? You don't get to.
Elena, can you hear Brian well?
No, not very well, but the minutes went up real late, as did the agenda, so I think we should hold off on that.
I would be okay with that.
We should do what?
Hold off on approving the minutes.
Okay, we can table that. Okay, so the next item, budget report. Anybody have anything on the budget report? Elena, do you have anything on that?
I don't have the budget. Luke has the budget report to report on the budget. Has there been any expenditures, changes?
So,
Yeah, I didn't receive another report this week. The only other expense would be just printing the agendas today, which weren't very large.
yeah, so little to no change from last month's, it sounds like. Okay, well, let's move on to new business. First public hearing on potential changes to local government. That's what this is, by the way. Which honestly, I'm not quite sure how that is different from our public meetings. Luke?
It's just kind of a requirement, like, Elena was talking about. We have to advertise that in the paper 2 times. And then we hear from people about what we figured out in the survey. And then after that, we can move on to our.
Okay. Okay. So our two members of the public, representative of Phillipsburg, Montana. What do you have any?
First, I would just like to go over the 2 things that we kind of honed in on.
Okay.
So we had this survey go out, of course, and then somebody's joining. All right, so we had this survey, and then the 2 items that were kind of, I guess, something we could actually consider instead of something that was just widely, no.
Rejected.
Yeah. Should the commissioner term limit change from 6 years to 4? That was overwhelmingly yes. So that was 63.8% yes, compared to 32.2% no, with 3.9% unvoted. So this is the one that we're heavily considering adding to the ballot. Beyond that, we have one other one, and that is in regard to whether we should change um, to nonpartisan elections for commissioners. So that was 46.4% yes, 50% no, 3.6% unvoted, and that was the one that was just the closest, even though it was still, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, with margin of error, it's basically 50-50. So yeah.
So those are what we're mainly looking for feedback on.
Yes, if the public has any comments on those, we'd love to hear them.
I agree with the majority folks on there.
About the change in term limits?
Change the term, yes.
Hmm.
6 to 4.
Mhm. Okay. So so your position is you'd rather to keep it partisan as it is now? Okay. For the commissioners?
Brian, Luke, Selena.
Oh, one second, Elena. Go ahead, John.
There's one other issue. But up here, it's a lot more all. I would like to know in which direction each commission beforehand.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Elena, go ahead.
Thank you. I have heard nothing from the public. Can hardly hear them. I
Yeah.
didn't hear introductions, so I
Okay,
didn't
let me
hear
give you,
anything.
yeah, let me give you a quick recap. So it's John and Lori Legay are here, and Lori commented that she agreed with going from 6 years to 4 for the term limits. She had no comment on the partisan issue, and John commented he also agreed the 6 to 4, and that he wants to keep it partisan so that he knows which direction the county will be going, since it's a broader spectrum than just Phillipsburg.
Okay, true. I've
So,
been talking to people out there also, and you should have opened it up for conversation between the board before public comment. But if anybody saw my letter to the Phillipsburg Mail, Silver State Post, this is basically what people are saying, transparency and trust. And as far as partisan, nonpartisan, there's too many people that see, oh, the brand after the name, not knowing where these people stand, they just automatically vote. And so a lot of people are saying they would rather see nonpartisan. So this way, they're going to have to be approached and actually asked where they stand on the issues, the problems that the county is experiencing, rather than just rubber stamping whoever runs for office. So that's basically what I've been hearing. They do want to see partisan so that the candidates who do file to run have to basically tell the public where they stand on the issues and why. Okay, I think I'm done with that. for the record.
Okay, yeah, that is definitely one viewpoint. And I think, personally, I think because the vote was so close, that it definitely should be considered for a ballot measure. And then the county at large can decide, weigh the pros and cons and decide.
Okay, again, that's going to be up to the public, not to
Right,
us, on whether or
exactly.
not we're going to put it on a ballot. And that's what this is supposed to be a public meeting, the first, regarding what we've found. And there should be another one. We're running out of time. I've been watching Butte Silverbow, and they've been having special work sessions just to get this thing going. They're really serious
Well,
about the
let's
study.
let's hold that for the next item, um, because we will address that then. So, as far as any more discussion from the public goes, anything else you guys would like to add? And we do not have anybody else on Zoom.
Oh, we do not. Somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the next item of discussion on creating the tentative report. Okay, so from what I see, we've got two issues to recommend on. And other than that, there's really nothing else we need to address as far as governmental changes in our report. Do you two agree with that?
This is a lineup. Uh, there's supposed to be a cover letter that's supposed to be presented when we do our hearings. And that was supposed to be, doing the history of this whole study commission. And so we still need to do something like that before we have the two public hearings. That has to be compiled and available. The history going back to, when was it, 2024, when this was on the ballot, the people voted for it. And there definitely was a reason why they voted for a study commission. And then what happened through 2025. The whole thing should be covered in a cover letter to be presented to the public. And I think that's important for the record.
Yeah, I would be okay with having that as, I guess, part of the intro to the report.
Yeah, wouldn't that just be the report introduction basically, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And then, yeah, I have a few comments from Blaine. Actually, you had, uh, Blaine, I believe, is giving us limited legal
Yes.
support, legal advice.
Yes, I got a message from Blaine's secretary, and I came in to see Blaine. He was out that day, but I did speak with the secretary. I can't remember her name. She was very nice. But yes, he agreed to give us legal counsel as needed. So we're covered with that.
This is Elena. This information should be shared with all three of us.
Well,
Now,
we're doing right now.
Excuse me, not when somebody has a verbal conversation with somebody, and I didn't receive any email regarding this at all. And we should have had something documented for the record from Mr. Bradshaw, saying that he would present us or give us counsel. And what does he mean by limited? I want to see
that word. Okay.
So those were just my words. He didn't necessarily say that. And I mean, I only really heard from him after I invited him to this meeting, which he couldn't make it to. Beyond that, I just had a couple comments regarding, uh, our tentative report. He gave a few comments on that. He stated that in order to have any ballot issues placed on the November 2026 general election ballot. Um, that has to be in by August 10. And furthermore, because those have to be approved via resolution after two public hearings at the Granite County Commission, those ballot issues must be in 3 weeks prior to August 10th.
All right,
So,
Luke, not for anything. I want to see this in writing, what he said. And this would be for our record. Everything that he said in writing. You're just giving a verbal account. And,
Right. And
and
yeah,
this has to, all right? And I want to see that in writing from Mr. Bradshaw. Thank you. We're having too much of a problem with the county commissioners having documents that are gone, lost, because no one remembers where they put things. And I'm sorry. This is a study commission. It's important. And maybe Dan Clark should be brought in to give his opinion on how this thing is being run. For the record, thank you.
okay.
yeah, I can.
So the important thing is, though, we do have legal resources. So we're covered in that respect.
Now, the important thing is that we have everything in writing, not by a verbal communication. And I happen to be on the same level as the two of you, and I was left out.
Well,
That's why.
that's on me, Elena. Me being the chair, I was emailed. I went
For
in.
you.
Hello?
Don't
I went.
interrupt me when I'm speaking, please. Thank you.
I thought you were done.
No, I'm not done. I'll say thank you when I am done. So I expect everything in writing and documented. And that's what I expect to see. Now I'm done. Thank you.
Yes, this is something I can definitely request. Yeah, it was just kind of off the cuff. I mean, I only contacted Blaine like yesterday, inviting him to the meeting. But I know one thing that he said after I texted him, which wasn't necessarily something I was asking about. He said we might want to have another survey asking people if they actually want to do a whole change in form of government, as would be required if we decided to go with a change from 6 years to four for the commissioners.
Is that a question to the board?
It's just me relaying information, so I'm wondering if we can discuss that right now.
Unless I see it in writing. There's, as far as I'm concerned, no discussion because I want to see it in writing. The whole kit and caboodle from the county attorney. Because I saw it in writing in the minutes for the commissioners, how he was adamant he wanted nothing to do with the study commission. And so now he's had a change of mind, limited, and he's giving all these opinions. We're the ones that are supposed to come up with what we're thinking about doing. And if there's any question about it, presenting it to him or Dan Clark. Thank you for the record.
Okay, well, both he and Dan Clark are just resources we can use. Now, our job is to make recommendations. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make recommendations. Then we can consult Blaine, our resource, as to the legality of those recommendations and what is required to fulfill them. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think it's worth actually asking Dan Clark about what the other repercussions of changing our form of government to a commission form would actually be, because I know that it seems like a lot of people at the county level have reservations about that, even though the only thing we're actually looking to do is, shortening those term limits, as per the survey.
Um, Luke, I think that's a good idea, but I think he should be invited to a work session or one of our meetings. And even if it's going to be, it involves a cost to be on Zoom to invite him, we still have a pretty big budget left, and I think we should do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Um, would you guys like me to reach out to him for the next meeting?
Sure. Why not?
Yes, I think it would be a great idea. I think it would be great if you reach out to him by an email shared with the both of us.
All right, and then, yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
All right. So beyond that, anything else on legal representation, or that was kind of the update that I had?
No? Okay. So then as far as creating the tentative report, I think uh, we should go ahead. We shouldn't forestall that. We should go ahead and do that. Would you be willing, Luke, to look into using that template, just getting the bones down and seeing if it can easily our two issues can easily be inserted?
Sure.
Excuse me, Brian, you
Yeah.
didn't open it up for public comment after that discussion.
Pardon me?
Oh yeah.
Open it up for public comment after that discussion. And we do have somebody else who just attended on Zoom.
Yes, Christy Mainwaring.
Welcome,
Welcome.
Christy. Thank you for coming.
Sorry I was late. I had problems getting on and I had an emergent call beforehand. So I'm here.
Okay. Well, I thought we did the public comment already.
We're supposed to do it after each agenda item, just
Oh.
for,
Okay.
So I guess
I
for,
just didn't. Can you catch me up real quick?
I'm sorry, what was
Probably
that?
not. Can you catch me up real quick?
Yeah, we'll do a quick 25 word synopsis here. So we were discussing, there's two items that we gleaned from the survey that we conducted that for potential inclusion on the ballot in November. And one is reducing the commissioners, the county commissioners' term from 6 years to 4. And that was an overwhelming majority, 2-1, was in favor of that. And then the other question was whether having those commissioner elections being partisan or nonpartisan. And that was a close, near 50-50 split. And so we're just discussing now writing our tentative report with the recommendations of putting those two items on the ballot.
I would agree.
On both those?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Any more public comment from you two? Okay. All right. So is there anything else, Luke, about getting the report started that we need to discuss?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's move on. Go ahead.
This is Lena for the record. Are we up to item 6 on the agenda, just to be sure?
That's what we've been doing. Yes.
Okay, so I thought we did that and then we discussed legal representation. And
We
then
did. We kind of jumped the gun. We put those together. Yes.
Okay, so what are we discussing now?
So we asked for public comment already, right, on the tentative report.
Yes.
And then I guess now we can ask for public comment on the legal representation.
Okay.
And I
Any
missed
public
that.
comment on the legal representation issue?
I
No.
missed that, so could someone fill me in?
We just, our county attorney has agreed to give us legal representation in these matters.
Okay,
Wait,
And
well,
I'll add
he,
to that, that
I'll finish. Let me finish. He verbally agreed, and now we're going to seek that in writing.
is that a conflict of interest?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
We had a public comment from John.
Oh, John has a comment. Go ahead. Blaine's, you mean the attorney? There will be no further cash outlay. Yeah.
So for those online, John Legay asked if Blaine Bradshaw would be reimbursed for representing us, or if that would be a volunteer position. And yeah, that would be volunteer.
okay,
just for clarification, a little bit more on that. He's only supposed to provide counseling if and when we need it. And that is part of the codes, the rules for the study commission is that we do have a counsel. Usually it's the county attorney.
mhm,
But if you recall, a few months ago, a while ago, Mr. Bradshaw said he did not want to have anything to do with the study commission, so he was done. And the last meeting, I said we still need a counsel. I was looking into some attorneys who may be able to help us with that. And that's when ex officio Blanche McClure said she'll talk to the county attorney and see if he'd be willing to help us again. And so the whole conversation that happened before was that I wanted it in writing, not verbally regarding whatever the county attorney said, because he said it would be limited. And then he gave options about another survey and all this other stuff. And I said, first of all, I want it in writing for the record what he said as far as, yes, he agreed. And what did he mean by limited? And so I wanted clarification on that, Christy, and that's basically where it stands.
makes sense.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess we can move on to item 8, which is just setting the date for the next meeting. Calendar. That would be April.
There's one other thing, if I may, going to the setting the date now. I'm sure you saw that email from Miranda earlier that she did not, there was a confusion about getting the information up on the website. And she wasn't sure. She thought we were meeting on the second Wednesday or the first Wednesday. And somebody better give her the information and get her up to date that it may not be the second Wednesday or the first, because these are special meetings that we're going to have to catch up and try to get this thing on board and going. So there may want to be discussion on that and getting in touch with Miranda. And again, it should be done by email so that she knows. And maybe we should also know, is it Sarah that gets the information? Is it Miranda? Who's going to be putting it up on the website? That's very important. I don't understand why there was confusion as of what happened with today's meeting. So that's going to have to be clear.
Yeah, I did reach out to Miranda about that. So yeah, she was under the impression that we were meeting on the third Wednesday of every month, I believe. And I informed her that we meet every 4 weeks, but that we can discuss maybe changing it. And also, she is the one who posts the agendas and the minutes on the website, whereas Sarah is the person who sends out messages to you guys, basically, when I give her our agendas and minutes, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, so it has been cleared with Miranda and because technically, if this wasn't noticed in the newspaper, which it was, uh, every decision would be null and void. There would be nothing happening today. But luckily, it was in the newspaper. So, but let's hope this doesn't happen again. And I hope it's been clear. And thank you, Luke, for getting in touch with her. And so whatever you decide for the next agenda date, I hope that she gets it in time and that it is put up in time. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. So in looking in April then, 4 weeks from today would be April 8th. There is a caveat to that in that I am leaving the country that day. So I would suggest we move it up a week to Wednesday, the 1st of April. Not because it's April Fool's, by the way. Just that's a coincidence. What do you guys think?
This is Elena. As long as it's noticed in enough time and what we're going to be discussing. As far as the minutes, we need that too, because I want to see exactly what's going to be on that agenda and what we're going to be discussed, not left up in the air in case anything is missed. Because I think it's important at this stage of the game, we're behind. And I would personally, I would like to see this whole thing done again. I really do, done properly. And I'd like a check to see if there is the possibility that the study commission has that choice of doing it again. And again, that would have to be asked of Dan Clark. I think he's said something that this is unusual how Granite County, how it's been progressed or not at all here in Granite County. So that's for the
So-
record.
Are you finished, Elena?
Yeah.
So this is the first I've heard of you wanting to do it over. What would you change? Would you change the survey? What would you change?
Whole progress has been ever since the original commissioners pulled out two of them, and then the county, again, this is for the record, my opinion, okay, also as a study commissioner, how it was handled. There is a proper procedure, and I don't think that was followed. How all three elected commissioners, two just resigned with no prior warning. According to the Montana Codes Annotated, there should be like a 30-day warning so that we could find somebody else. And yet, bing, they give a letter, and then all of a sudden, they resign the same day. And then removal of the third elected commissioner. Again, there's a proper procedure that should have been followed. And so these the things were done properly. And so that's why I think it should be done properly again. Because it only happens every 10 years. And it's important because the people in the county voted for a study commission because they feel something is definitely wrong.
Okay. Are you finished, Elena?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay.
May I say
Elena,
something?
oh, please go ahead.
I just want to make a comment on that too. The reason I didn't get involved in it is because at the beginning is because of how poorly it was. And when I went to a meeting in Helena with a bunch of businesswomen, they were talking how excited Deer Lodge was because they had such high turnout. And at this point in time, I think we're all suffering from the lack of input from the people. Now, I know it's a person's responsibility, but this has been confusing for many people, especially me, because it was on and then it was off and then it was on again. So I do think that getting the word out early is going to be critical, but there's so many other issues going on that relate back to the county that I think it's important for us to really make sure that we get the involvement and the most for the money. Just my opinion.
Excuse me.
Okay.
This is Dana. Christy, would you like to introduce yourself? Because I think that's very important.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm Christy Mainwaring. I moved to this town in full time in 2017. My husband and I have owned our home here since 1991. We were the other people coming into town, the weekenders. But we've invested a lot of time. I am, of course, involved in the hospital association or the hospital board. And if there's something that I've seen just from the different boards I've been in, is there's such a lack of really understanding what needs to be done. And so it becomes not even the 20/80, it becomes the one and the two people that are on a committee. And I think this is really important because we're seeing a change even in the state legislatures. If we look at the upcoming elections, of people really being confused about what's going on. We've got a lot of new people coming in. We have a lot of outside money coming in. I think it's critical that the county really takes seriously the responsibility we have going forward. I'm passionate about it because I've seen and lived through the mistakes of putting off decisions that should have been made before, and also of not knowing what you were doing when you got into a position because it was volunteer. And there's a lot of disadvantage of volunteer boards.
Okay.
Thank you, Christy,
Yep.
for your input.
Yeah. And
And
thank you. Thank you for attending as well.
And your position on the Granite County Medical Board is an elected position, and that's important. Elected officials are treated a lot differently from volunteers. Thanks for making that point.
Well,
Okay.
I
Well,
just
okay.
look forward to getting involved.
Yeah, thank you again. So Elena, to your point about doing it all over again, well, that ship has sailed. I mean, we were all appointed. I personally don't know how we were appointed, but we were. And we just have to focus on what we're doing now within the time we have left to do it. And if the county decides to do it all over again, well, then there'll have to be another election to elect, the study commissioners and whatnot. And that's fine, but that's not something we address right now.
If I may, first of all, we do not represent the county commissioners. Again,
I didn't say that, Elena.
Excuse me, you said we're appointed.
Yes,
We
we're
don't
appointed.
represent them. That's okay. We're elected officials, basically. the people of the county. That's who we represent, and that's who we are going to be speaking for once we find out exactly what they want.
which we
Not what the
have done.
committee want, but what the people of the county want. So that's the correction for the record.
Yes, and we have done that. We have found out what the people want via our survey and in attending meetings.
I assume this is you, Brian, okay? And
Yeah.
this is not a debate at this time. It's for the record. These are notations, these are comments, and they go into the record. Thank you.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let's get back to then setting the date for the next meeting. Do you agree April 1st is a good time to meet for our next meeting?
Hold on.
Right,
I'm gonna,
motion or a decision, are you presenting that to the rest?
Brian, I've
Yeah,
got a
go ahead.
quick question.
Okay,
Could we maybe really set more than one meeting? And again, I think it's going to be important that we really blast this out because, we need to rally the troops who are going to end up griping no matter what. And we need
Well-
to put them on notice. So if we do it the 8th, and you said we need how many more meetings in order to finish this project? Could
so
we
the
maybe?
time, so the timetable is, we will have another public hearing before we submit our report. So this public hearing is before we write our initial report. Then we'll have another
Okay.
public hearing to get feedback before we submit the final report. So that there will be ample opportunity for public feedback before it goes.
Well, yeah, I figured there would, but the more we can push those dates out even early with the agenda to follow, the better off it would be to get more input. That's all I'm saying, because then when I'm out in the road trying to get votes for the mill levy, I'm going to promote this because this is all part of, we all need each other.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yes. But I think, well, we need some time to assemble our tentative report.
Yeah.
And so I think a 3 weeks from now, I think is a reasonable time period. Do you agree, Luke?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Elena, do you agree?
For the record, no. We should have been caught up. And even the survey should have been caught up. We should have had this tentative report ready for the public in January, basically, to discuss it. And we don't even have it prepared to discuss it with the public. And that's my comment.
Yes, Elena, but I mean, we could spend all day talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it isn't productive. We need to move forward. So
Excuse
I
me,
propose,
it's a
no.
comment, not
Let me
open for
finish.
debate. It's a comment for the record. Thank you.
Okay. So I motion that the next meeting take place on April 1st, 6 p.m. here at the courthouse.
I second.
I see.
All those in favor? Aye.
I
Okay.
don't have a voice. I'm sorry.
Oh, was that you, Christy, with the eye?
That was me. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay.
I was just proactive for some.
Well, no, I appreciate the enthusiasm. I applaud the enthusiasm. So, all those opposed? Okay, motion carried. So the next meeting will be on the 1st at 6 p.m. Oh, that's okay. Oh, yeah, for the record, Blanche just joined the meeting. Blanche McClure.
What, the meeting?
I want to thank Christy for being here, and I want to thank John and his wife, Lataj, for attending, and whoever else is on Zoom that we don't know about. Thank you.
All right, very good. Any further public comment?
No, you know how to reach me.
Thank you. Okay, well then, I motion that the meeting be adjourned.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Hello?
Oh, yeah. Aye.
I.
Okay. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.